Okay, welcome everyone. So Travis and I are doing our weekly recaps. I'm sure he's going to talk about this. We're doing them separate because our schedules are a little dicey. I actually, for the last few weeks, we moved into a new house, so things have been kind of turbulent. So I haven't done a lot of trading because we've been doing a lot of moving and everything else. And this week, we're getting our whole internet and Wi-Fi set up, so I wasn't sure how much that was going to impact our weekly recap, so this is why we decided to do it this way. So I'm going to cover my current trades and what I'm doing for the future, and I'll tell you right up front and I'll cover it. I'm being very, very cautious for the future, and I'll explain why in a minute. So let's jump right into it. Coca-Cola, this is a trade I've been in. I always expected this to be a losing trade, and it's kind of flirted with a pretty good gain to an okay gain. Right now, you can see a red daily triggered the other day. And if you look at the red dailies for the last few red dailies over maybe 6 months, they came and went, right? So went down a day and then a green daily popped up. So I'm kind of hoping, I know we don't use hope, but I'm kind of looking forward to it doing that again. I'll put it that way. But if I see a red weekly, this trade only has 11 days. I actually have two trades. One has 39 and the other has 11. If I see a red weekly though, I'll exit both of them. I'll probably exit on somewhat of a gain. But to be honest, with my overall for the month of September, I'll probably be at a small loss because SPY is just dragging everything down. So that's Coca-Cola. Apple is something I'm possibly looking to get into, but I haven't made up my mind yet. It triggered for a green weekly, but I don't just automatically jump in when I see a green weekly or a green monthly. I still do back testing. I still look at the stock, and I'll do a naked chart analysis and see, hey, is this something I really like? And right now, I don't. Every time it gets around this price point, it drops. You can see the last time in October of last year, it got way up to 220, 230, and then it dropped. So you can see in April, heading into May, it got up there and then dropped. And again, it got up there and dropped. This was in July. And now it's back up there again. So I'm not so sure I necessarily trust that weekly green. So it's something, if I do get into a position, it'll be a very small risk amount because I just don't like where I see what I think the market and this stock in particular is telling me. Walmart, I'm currently in a trade. It's got 39 days. It triggered a red daily today. One of the things I paid attention to, if you look at the last time it opened low, and it not this red daily, but if we look at some of the other red dailies, it opened below the day before. On this one particular, opened below the day before and closed higher, but then it went on to go down lower. So again, I'll stick to my trade plan, but I'm watching Walmart, and I kind of anticipate this one's going to probably be a losing trade. But probably, when I say losing trade, meaning I won't gain my 80%, but I don't think I'll lose a whole lot of money. Right now it's profitable. It's like a 15% profitable target on the credit spread. So we'll track it and see what happens. So that's all I'm in. Obviously, I own AT&T, and if you guys follow AT&T, I know a lot of members have gotten involved in some of the stocks Travis and I trade. And if you look at AT&T, for some reason, some big money manager or institutional investor just bought a bunch of AT&T because it went through the roof today. That does not affect my stance on AT&T. I own AT&T. I could turn around and sell it for a $3 to $4 gain on what I paid for it, but I'm not going to do that. As a matter of fact, I do have a covered call that I sold above my cost basis, and it was a set it and forget it. So it's probably going to get exercised because it's only got a couple weeks left into it. So there's a good chance it'll get exercised and I'll lose my shares. But that's actually a good thing because that was on my wife's trading account, and I actually am changing what I'm doing with that trading account. It's a little bit smaller account, and I'm going to trade SPY on it only. And this has a lot to do with just being able to manage all my trades. Even Travis has talked about this. He does this full time, really. And it's tough to manage multiple accounts. I try to do it full time, but I still have other, I have a contracting job that I do full time. I have other commitments as well. So kind of difficult for me to trade so many different accounts. So I'm going to be setting that up for the Family Freedom Fund account. And I know there's new terminology, I got to learn them, but that's what that account is going to be used for. So if I get called away on those shares, I'm okay with it. I have a cash secured put out there that's going to expire worthless, and I'm going to sell another one, but I'm not going to sell the next one I sell. I'm going to sell. I'm going to use the Buffett strategy to sell it. I'm not in a rush to get my shares up to where I want them to be and pay top dollar for it. I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to chase the stock. So that's pretty much where I am. And then let me cover why I'm a little cautious for the general market. So what we're looking at here is a 5-year monthly chart. So I like to look at the monthlies. Travis turned us on to this a while ago, and it's a good way to look at, when the market's doing really turbulent things. If you look at the overall market, it goes up more than it goes down, right? So, but the reason I'm being a little cautious is I don't like what happens in October. If we see leading up to October, this is back in 2015, it was down. And it stayed down right into the new year, right? And this was 2016. This is where Travis and I think we both lost 10% on our account in the first month of the trading year, because January is usually a good trading month. Our risk management kicked in well, and you can see the stock market went up overall for 2016, 2017. So we ended up making our 10% loss back and then some. But then we look at here, it was up in October, so that's good. And then it kind of dropped out in February. And then back here again, October, it kind of dropped out. So I don't like to try and time the market. I'm not trying to predict the market, but I'm being cautious of signals the market gives me over a long term, and especially what we've been seeing. Last month was pretty much, August was a really nasty month for us, right? You can see it's a big down month. So far in September, we're good. We're halfway through September. Not even. We're in the beginning part of September, and we're up, which is good. I don't anticipate it's going to stay that way. However, I do anticipate the market will do fairly well leading up towards the 2020 elections, because you have to keep that in mind. And that's why I'm being cautious, because of the timing and then what's leading up to it. I think we'll probably see a turbulent market. Again, these are just my opinions. They're not based on any real studies or data or anything, just me looking at charts, me seeing what the market has done in the past, and then just trying to anticipate or trying to do what it's telling me. And right now the market's telling me it doesn't know where it wants to go. If you look at the last 3 months, it really hasn't gone anywhere, right? It's pretty much flat. We're back to break even here from back in July. So, I don't think the market really knows either. So with that, any trades I do will be very cautious. They will be less than 1% of my risk. They'll probably be half of that. So I'll take whatever profits I can take, but I'm not going to be greedy. So that's it. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be doing the recaps again. We're getting back onto our schedule again. Our summer break is over. And now that my wife and I and my daughter have moved into our new house, things are starting to kind of settle down. We've got a busy next few months, but for the most part, things are starting to settle down. August was very turbulent for us. So that's it. Great talking to you guys, and we will see you in our next weekly recap. Take care.
Hey, this is Trader Travis. So now I have my part, and as Peter already covered, we are rounding out our summer vacation. One difference, though, is I still have a week left of my vacation. Peter is off. I'm currently at my niece's. She's cooking, so you may hear some background noise, but I'm going to be quick. I don't have any charts, anything to show you because as I took the summer off, that means I rarely looked at the stock market. So I just have a couple of admin notes for you. First, as Peter already talked about, he moved in his new house, and I am completely jealous. And I'm struggling with the thing a lot of people struggle with. I am not beyond what other people struggle with, and that is when you see your friends buying new houses, new cars, you get the itch of consumerism, and your car and house all of a sudden seems less appealing. I call it his McMansion. I have McMansion syndrome now. And so I have to find ways to try to subdue my desire now to upgrade to a bigger, better house. Keep the why important. Why are we on this journey? What are we trying to achieve? We're actually in a good place right now. So buying a new house would completely screw us financially. So I have to keep focusing on that truth. Is it easy? No. Is it doable? Yes. Second admin note, the Success Academy will be opening up here to new members. I've been getting a lot of emails asking when it is going to open. That will be open on or around September 16th, or at least that week of September 16th. It will be open for about a week and a half, and this will be the last enrollment for the year, possibly the last enrollment indefinitely for new members from the public. Peter and I are restructuring our products and programs to try to walk people up through baby steps. Instead of giving this big giant PhD level program, for new people, we want to start you off with something small and then eventually graduate you up to the Success Academy. And so most likely in 2020, that will be our business model. And so this will probably be the last time I open it up to the general public. But again, Success Academy will be open for new members on or around September 16th. Last admin note for current Success Academy members, as I talked about, I am going to be taking one-on-one clients. Again, for the first time in about 10 years, I will open that up on our first live call. We have a live call that week when I get back, so next week as of this recording. So on our live call, in addition to our general content that we teach, I will open up my one-on-one spots and give you kind of a brief overview of what that will look like. So for those who have been sending me emails saying, hey, you want to be one of the one-on-one clients, that is coming next week, and I will have all the details on our live call. Any question, and you can ask me any questions you have about one-on-one mentoring on that call or before the call. So that's all I have. Peter gave you enough content. I haven't been trading, so I don't have anything to cover. I will be back in about a week, though, back home, back in my home studio, and then I'll let you know where I'm at portfolio-wise and where I'm heading for the year with my investments. So you take care. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week's recap. Bye-bye.